no way out of this. This life is all you get. One shot to take. Don't miss, just make. Don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We
Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio begins now.
Welcome into Cardinal Baseball Live here on Tradio, here at Grapevine Faith, closing out the regular season this evening. And the Cardinals looking to do it. They clinched the #1 seed in the district last night, but they have a chance with a victory this evening or a Lubbock Trinity loss to be the outright district champions. My name's Will Connerly alongside Josh Warden. Happy to be working with you here tonight as we close out the regular season. The Cardinals, they've been on a roll. They pick up the win against Faith last night to snap their 4-game winning streak, and so we'll see what Faith can do as they close out the regular season. And for the Cardinals, they clinched that 1 seed, but they still have a chance, and it seems like the headline is that they could be outright district champs with a win tonight.
And I mean, that's a great way to end the regular season. I mean, what better way to have a lot at stake in the final game, and it's already shaping up to be a great day. Weather-wise, it's gotten a lot warmer. We're going to settle into nice temperatures as the game goes along, and a great way to have this 2-day doubleheader. I'm excited to see these two teams compete.
Absolutely. Looking forward to working with you, Josh, here on Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. It's the Cardinal Baseball pregame. We'll have Logan Scott and some Cardinal Connections coming up in just a moment. But let's take a look at what happened yesterday when these two teams met. It was a 12-2 win after 6 victory for the Cardinals as well yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, very convincing. And you love to see length out of starting pitching. Really impressive from Gregory Smeds, and to finish his final regular season start in that fashion and to strike out 5. I mean, that'll help the ERA. 1.26 is an absolutely fantastic number to have on the season. He's not always a strikeout guy. I mean, he has fewer than 1 strikeout per inning in that range, but to get 5 of those through the 5 innings, not allow a whole lot of base runners, and again, a convincing win yesterday. But it's hard to beat a team twice in a row. I mean, you start fresh, 0-0, so we should have a good one today.
We should, and for Faith, they lost their first 6 district games, sitting at 0-6 at the basement of the league. They win 4 straight, sitting at 4-6 coming into the final 2 games of the regular season against the top team in the league. Their postseason hopes were eliminated even before this district series started, but they had that motivation of wanting to finish the year on a 6-game winning streak after making a state final run 1 year ago, but that won't happen for them as they close out the season tonight. Let's look at who's hot over the last 6 games for the Cardinals. It feels like everybody's hot as they've ripped off 11 consecutive victories, but Braylon James hitting .615 over his last 6 games. Jacob Ward, who we've seen the freshman in and out of the lineup, not in it tonight, .600 over his last 6, and then Griffin Carney, .588 mark. He helped that out with 4 hits last night. And Antonio Andujar, how about this? 10 straight scoreless appearances for him out of the bullpen. He had a couple of shutout frames one night ago.
10 straight is ridiculous. I mean, that's it. I've heard coaches say a lot that even the guy you think, a consistent guy, you never know who's going to be on in any particular game. And the more guys you use in any game, the more guys you're asking to have their best stuff. And for one guy to come out 10 consecutive times and to not allow an earned run means, well, he's been on at least enough 10 straight times, which is just really impressive.
Yeah, so Andujar's been great. We look at the matchup overall. Cardinals now 29-5-1. They've won 11 in a row, looking to be the outright district champs. No matter what, they're the number 1 seed. Grady Emerson, all he's doing is hitting .540 this year with an OPS north of 1,600. Someone expected to go very early in this summer's MLB draft. We already highlighted Greg Smeds, and then Jesus Leon, a .410 hitter. We see him in the lineup tonight for the Lions. Didn't see him yesterday. Meyer Clark, we highlight him in the pen as well. A 3.23 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, you want to see the best players on the field. I'm glad that Jesus Leon is in the starting lineup today because he's been one of probably their most productive hitter for the Lions. But you can't say enough about Grady Emerson. I mean, any stat you look at is huge, but the projections of what's to come and how he profiles defensively and offensively. I mean, I'm not going to say anything that hasn't been said 20 times of him before, but just a ridiculous talent, and really excited to see him compete here today.
He's been so good for the Cardinals this year, and the Cardinals, well, they've continued to play really well as they're at the top of the district standings. So final day of the regular season, they could move to 11-1 and clinch an outright district title here this evening. However, Lubbock Trinity, if they should win their final 2 district games and the Cardinals lose tonight, they will be co-district champions. The Cardinals did sweep them a couple of run rule wins in Lubbock. The lone loss for the Cardinals in district play comes to the 3rd team in the league, Southwest Christian, who's 8-3. They lost a couple of games in Lubbock last week that were big for the Cardinals to watch in that one. So there's a look at the district standings. We'll step aside here from Logan Scott. He's got some Cardinal connections for us on the other side.
Fort Worth Christian School is Christ-centered, college preparatory school where every student is known, loved, and valued. At FWC, students are challenged to pursue excellence in the classroom, in competition, and in their faith, all while being equipped with a strong biblical worldview. From standout academics and championship athletics to award-winning fine arts and a vibrant student community, Fort Worth Christian is preparing tomorrow's leaders today. We invite you to discover the difference for your family. Visit fwc.org to learn more, schedule a personal tour, and experience Fort Worth Christian for yourself.
Thank you so much for joining the game with us today. We hope you are enjoying this presentation of Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. We have a target of 20,000 channel subscribers before the end of the spring. We need your help to reach that goal. So please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and pick a friend or family member to whom you can share the game. We are happy you are watching and hope you consider becoming a member for access to different member-only content.
Hello, I'm Logan Scott, and welcome to Cardinal Connection. Today I'm here with Kale Perteas. Kale, to those who don't know you, please introduce yourself, man.
I'm Kale Perteas. I'm a junior, class of 27. I'm a left-handed pitcher.
All right. Why did you choose your number?
Well, I originally went with 26 because my birthday is March 26th, but the jersey was too big, so I switched down to 6.
That's a good reason to change the number right there. What's your favorite post-game meal?
Favorite post-game meal is probably Whataburger. I love burger.
Besides your own stadium, what's your favorite stadium to play in?
I would say probably my favorite stadium that I've played in is the Argyle baseball field. Pretty nice.
It's a pretty nice one. And then, if you can make one illegal substance besides PEDs legal to use, what substance would you pick and why?
Spider tack, because I just want to see everybody's spin rates go up and see how much that ball spins.
Well, Kale, thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. This is Logan Scott. Keep watching Cardinal Baseball Live here on Tradio, and keep listening for more Cardinal Connections. Hello, I'm Logan Scott, and welcome to Cardinal Connections. Today I'm here with Jacob Pegg. Jacob, to those who don't know you, please introduce yourself, man.
My name is Jacob Pegg. I'm a pitcher here for Christian.
Jacob, what pitcher do you try and pitch like?
Probably Jacob DeGrom.
All right. If you could change one thing about baseball, what would you change?
Change those for the home runs.
That's a controversial one. All right. Do you prefer bubblegum or sunflower seeds?
Definitely seeds.
What flavor seeds. I'm a big dill pickle guy. Everybody says dill pickle. I think Hank's the only one that didn't. He said buffalo. All right. And if you could add one arm to the bullpen, who would you add and why?
I'd add Paul Skeens because
Paul Skeens is pretty good in the bullpen. All right. Well, Jeb, thanks for your time, man. All right. This is Logan Scott. Keep watching Cardinal Baseball Live here on Radio. Keep watching for more Cardinal Connections.
Regulations of the Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools and conducted in accordance with Texas bylaws. We thank you in advance for your sportsmanship in the stands. Introducing first the starting lineup from Fort Worth Christian. Leading off at second base, Griffin Carney. Hitting second to shortstop, Grady Emerson. Hitting third in center field, Braylon James. Hitting fourth in right field, Jackson Castleberry. Hitting fifth, the third baseman, Jake Parkerson. Hitting sixth, playing first base, Andrew Ridgel. Hitting seventh in left field, Jackson Purdue. Hitting eighth, the designated hitter, Blaine McDonald. And rounding out the order, the catcher, Hank Austin. On the mound for the Cardinals, Cale Gutierrez. The Cardinals led by head coach Rusty Greer, assisted by John Hampton, Jacob Pickle, Tyler Ricks, and Curtis Wilkerson. And now the starting lineup for Faith Christian, leading off the shortstop, Pedro Rivera. Hitting second at second base, Cohen Ross. Hitting third, the catcher, Jesus Leon. Hitting cleanup in right field, Stone Thompson. Hitting fifth, the first baseman, Colton Savage. Hitting sixth at third base, Jordan Sloan. Hitting seventh, tonight's designated hitter, Jake Serval. Hitting eighth in left field, Hudson Smith. And rounding out the order in center field, Jace Walker. On the mound for the Lions, number 17, Cody Bowman. The Lions are led by head coach Robert Vaughn, assisted by Drew Henderson, Jeremy Foster, Ray Clark, Jonathan McCoy, and Tyler Vaughn. If you would please rise now for opening prayer and remain standing for the national anthem. Father, we thank you for all those who devote their time to student athletes across the country, for the role you play in our lives and every life on earth. We ask that you use these games, our teammates, our coaches, and all that surround the game to bring us closer to you. May our relationships reflect your mission so that our performance points to you and may inspire others towards salvation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets right there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, ready for baseball tonight. A look at the starting lineup for Fort Worth Christian. Parkerson, Emerson, Carney, and Ridgel on the infield. In the outfield, it'll be Jackson Purdue, Braylon James, and Jackson Castleberry. The battery and DH tonight, Cale Berteras, Hank Austin, and Blaine McDonald. Ready for the regular season finale. Josh Warden, Will Connerly, Tim Polster with us tonight, running the controls and producing this broadcast. And we're excited for this Cardinal Baseball Live matchup here on Tradio. Lions and Cardinals meeting for the second straight day. We'll see how the Lions can respond after the Cardinals hand them a 12-2 run rule victory after just 6 innings last night. The Cardinals scoring 10 runs in the 5th and 6th combined as they got going late. It was a 2-2 ball game entering the 5th, and Fort Worth Christian then ran away with it.
Yeah, I think for Faith Christian, for Grapevine Faith, in particular, you mentioned in the pregame, they're not going to make the postseason regardless, but a team I think that has improved as the season has gone along, and it would be a really nice cap to the end of this to finish on a win here tonight. And on the reverse, with the standings kind of coming down to the wire for their opponent today in Fort Worth Christian, you secure with a win. Sure, they could still win the district even if they lose, but it's nice to do it on a victory. You want to feel good about it and just conclude it right here on the field. So both teams have a lot to play for today.
Absolutely, and there is something to be said about being outright district champions, right? I know in coaching and in leadership, there's so much to be said about being selfless, but when it comes to hosting hardware, you want to be a little selfish, and so they know they can control that tonight. Either way, they know they are going to at least be co-district champs and the number 1 seed, but that's what's at stake as we're ready for the regular season finale. Cody Bowman getting the start here for the Lions. 48 innings worked this season, a 3.21 ERA. Worked 4 innings last time out against All Saints and allowed 6 runs, 3 earned. His first pitch in for a strike to Griffin Carney.
Tops on the team, so a guy known for suffocating the zone.
He has been good at filling it up and limits the walks, just 2 walks over his last 8 innings pitched combined over his last 2 outings, both of which the Lions were able to win. And he fires a strike there.
And on 2 very different types of starts, because he got hit around a little bit against All Saints his last start, 6 runs, although 3 of them were unearned over 4 innings. But the start before that against Coram Deo, 4 shutout innings.
Carney fouls one away. So Carney coming off a 4-for-5 day yesterday. Hits with a 2-2 count. And fouls it away. Gathered by the catcher, Jesus Leon, working behind the plate with Cody Bowman, the starter.
Good long at-bat to begin this ball game. And as you start a game, you're getting the feel for the opposing pitcher, seeing his arsenal, how the pitches come out of his hand. Can you get a read on anything? Is he hiding his pitches well? There's so many questions you can ask getting a feel for it. And for especially the first at-bat to go long, to just get more pitches, including for the guy on deck. Grady Emerson, to see more pitches there, to see what the arsenal is. And they're communicating with each other, even right there, about anything he can give them is just helpful as the game goes along.
So another 2-2 pitch coming up from Bowman. And a foul ball, so the lengthy at-bat continues. It was interesting, Griffin Carney talking to us after the game yesterday. You're always going to take a 4-for-5 day at the plate, but he really didn't square up the ball a ton, but good luck for sure, as he had some ground balls on the infield like he has one here, and it's beat by a step. Cohen Ross able to handle it, 1 down, but on that, Carney 2 infield singles yesterday and 2 bloopers to the outfield, but tried to joke with him, hey, 4 for 5, though, you'll take it. He's like, absolutely.
I mean, that's what a leadoff guy wants to do. Put the ball in play, and a good portion of the time is going to work out. Not every time. You get some ground outs here and there.
So here is Grady Emerson. And the first one in for a strike. It's a 1-1 count here to Grady. Senior shortstop hitting .540 here this season.
I think it's a remarkable thing for him, among many. I mean, .540, 12 doubles, 8 home runs, 50 RBIs. His, I don't mention OPS a whole lot in a broadcast. It's probably the only time I do it today. But on base plus slugging, he went 3 for 4 yesterday with a walk, and his OPS on the year went down. That's how good of a year he's had. He didn't have any extra base hits, so that's part of why yesterday.
And misses inside. Yeah, I mean, you can come to the yard and go 3 for 6 and your average will drop. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And Emerson. That is just the second strike, despite the umpire.
Yeah, he knew it.
He jokes to the fans saying, hey, I got to get it out now. Emerson's only been caught looking twice the entire season, and not on that occasion. Ground ball to second. Diving stop by Ross on the first in time. A couple ground balls to second. 2 up, 2 down.
The center fielder, Braylon James.
Really impressive play. I mean, even with the difficulty getting it out of his glove, but Ross to keep his head and to know I've got time, not much time, but enough to get it out, transfer, and get the out.
So a great diving stop to retire Emerson. Here's Braylon James. Takes the first for a ball. He came up to the plate in an interesting spot yesterday. Bases loaded. Ball game was tied after Grady was intentionally walked. And he popped out. However, the next time up, he hit with the bases loaded as he takes a strike and cleared the bases with a triple.
That's the nice thing about baseball. You get another opportunity. Every loss you oftentimes playing the next day, every at-bat, you've got another chance to redeem yourself.
James, ground ball to short. Pedro Rivera gets rid of it quickly, and Cody Bowman with the 1-2-3, top of the first.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live and I dare you. to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you
Back with you on Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. No score after a half inning. Cale Brateris, the left-hander, getting the start after Greg Smeds had a great start yesterday. Another southpaw tries to continue the trend as Pedro Rivera leads off this bottom of the first, and it's a strike. The shortstop went 2 for 3 yesterday. It made a play on a ground ball to end the last half inning. Now trying to get things started for the Lions. Foul ball in front of the Cardinal dugout. Count stays at 1-2 here to Pedro Rivera, leading off the bottom of the first inning. Terrace looking to climb the ladder. And it's a 2-2 count. 8th start of the season for Cale. And that's smoked right to Griffin Carney. Has it on one hop to first.
Now hitting the second baseman, Cohen Ross.
You know, it's funny, Pedro Rivera, he had 2 hits yesterday, and on most occasions would have probably had 3, had a ground ball all the way through the right side to Jackson Castleberry, and the right fielder threw him out to begin the bottom of the first, or top of the first yesterday. And here he hits it pretty hard to Carney, but he's able to field it on one hop as Cohen Ross comes up.
And the guy's got good speed. I mean, he's 15 for 16 in stolen bases this year.
And that caught my eye, too. Leading the team in swiped bags. You don't typically see guys at this level get thrown out. And it was no discredit to him. I mean, Jackson Castleberry, he hunts those opportunities. The UT Arlington pledge out in the right and the senior for the Cardinals. He's got a great arm, and he loves the chance to show it off. And he was ready to go in the top of the first inning yesterday. And the first 2 miss outside the zone to Leon. You mentioned OPS earlier, and you said you'll only bring it up once. Well, I'll bring it up now. Okay. It's Leon who is the only guy above 1,000 on the team this season. At 1,100, slugging .679, and his OBP at 500. Wow. So pretty notable nuggets for the 3-hole here.
He's been on a hot streak. I mean, riding a 7-game hit streak, obviously not including yesterday. Doesn't increase it or snap it, having not played at all.
Takes a strike.
But yeah, 7-game hit streak. He's got 10 hits in that stretch. So those 3 multi-hit games and drawn 4 walks during that span as well.
And that is popped up, foul territory. Hank Austin gives some chase. And it's interesting because overall on the year hitting .410, but in district play hitting .333. Had a home run 2 weeks ago in the series finale against Flower Mound Coram Deo. And that is a base knock. Jake Parkerson unable to make the play. It was a screamer on a 3-2 pitch, and he gets aboard.
Yeah, we've had a couple hard-hit balls in this game already, but no base runners until now.
23, Jack Boren.
Leone able to turn one around right to third, and not an easy play for
Now hitting the
Parkerson.
right fielder,
Hard hit, and then the hop was just
Thompson.
not the easiest of hop. It was a true hop, but just the distance on it in front of him not easy.
So that brings up Stone Thompson. Went 1 for 3 yesterday. And Rateris misses high. It was just about a week or two into district season that he took over that second district starter role, and he's been throwing these Friday games, and he's been doing a good job. 5-0 on the year. Through 7 starts. It's his 12th or 11th overall appearance, but 8th start, but 5-0 with a 2.24 ERA. So he, like Greg Smeds, who improved to 8-0 last night, looking to keep an unblemished record with the pair of lefty starters for the Cardinals. And he has a really nice offering there to make it a 1-2 count here to Thompson. Runner is off. It's foul back. You mentioned good weather, and it is heating up. The weather you expect late in the baseball season. 83 degrees here in Grapevine, Texas. Got as high as 90 today. A little bit higher than normal in late April even, but good to finish out the regular season here with the sun still up. Late season baseball action here. But 83 degrees, I'll take that.
Yeah, that is marvelous. It's, you know, clear skies, not a lot of wind. Can't ask for much better.
Kale Rateris looking to work around a 2-out single. Ground ball to Carney. He'll step on the bag. Side retired. No score after an inning. Jackson Castleberry leads us off as we start the top of the second inning. And he takes a hack, swing and a miss on the first one he sees. We highlighted all the guys in our game recap. It was hard to fit everybody in. So many multi-hit efforts, including Jackson Castleberry yesterday. Ground ball to third, backhanded by Sloan. And another ground ball out. 4 batters face for Cody Bowman, and he's got 4 ground balls.
Yeah, sharing the love. I mean, 2 of them to his second baseman, and 1 to the shortstop, 1 to the third baseman, and then obviously his first baseman, Savage, has made all the put outs. So all the infielders getting plenty of action, keeping them involved.
It's been driven by the engines atop this offense, the Carneys, the Emersons, James, and Castleberry, and then Parkerson. But I think the bottom part of the lineup is what has helped this, lengthen out, like we said. And Andrew Ridgely just snapped a 12-game hit streak last week, but he gets fanned right there. And Cody Bowman working quickly through the Cardinals order in the second, and no score as we go to the home half here on Tradio.
Hi, my name is Madeline Moda. I'm in 9th grade, and this is my 4th year at Fort Worth Christian. I enjoy so much about FWC, especially the community. You can tell the teachers truly care, and I love how Christ is incorporated into every classroom. I love that at FWC, you can be included in so many aspects of the school and so many new opportunities.
Visit fwc.org to learn more, schedule a personal tour, and experience Fort Worth Christian for yourself.
Hi, my name is Kendall Bryant. I'm in 8th grade, and this is my 3rd year at Fort Worth Christian. My favorite thing about Fort Worth Christian is how everyone feels like a family, and it's a very close-knit community.
Visit fwc.org to learn more, schedule a personal tour, and experience Fort Worth Christian for yourself.
We're back with you here in the bottom of the second inning. Another inning of action for Cale Brateris. Faced 4, worked around a 2-out base knock in the first inning. Faces Colton Savage to begin this second. Cody Bowman locked in, retiring the first 6 Cardinals he faces. On the side of the Lions, the Fort Worth Christian Cardinals looking for their 30th win to close out the regular season tonight. And for an offense in the Cardinals that have scored 10-plus runs in 5 of their last 6 games, Cody Bowman has had them off balance early. And when the tone is set like that early, like we had yesterday, a 2-2 ball game in the 5th inning, it really feels like it puts that mindset or pressure on the pitcher for the Cardinals as well. Okay, we got to match that. Put up a 0. Grady Emerson deep in the hole makes the throw. Surprised he attempted that, but he gets to so many balls, and it goes down as an infield single for Colton Savage.
Now hitting the third baseman, Jordan Sloan.
I mean, it's impressive range to get to that ball, and with how far he's got to go to get there. He's practically in foul territory by the time he gets there. A good piece of hitting by Colton Savage to find a hole, more or less, get himself on base. Second hit of the game for the Lions.
Both of them ground balls to the left side. Jordan has committed just 1 error this season in 118 chances in the field. And the more impressive part about that is he gets to so many balls, so he has a lot more chances.
Right.
And he still's only made 1 error all year.
And you can tell you can play conservative as a defender. You can tell from that play he does not. And not only with the chances that you mentioned, but that one wasn't going to be an error because it was an above, ordinary effort play. But with throws like that, if he threw that wide, it would have still been a hit for Savage. But if he'd thrown it away, Savage goes up to second, that would still be an error. And so to attempt plays like that, to be the type of guy who makes plays like that, you'll get some of those plays, but it also makes it that much more impressive that he doesn't have very many errors because he'll still try things like that.
Absolutely. So aggressive, can get to anything, and even with that, he's nearly been perfect in the field. He's really got all 5 tools, and it's a big reason why we've seen a lot of scouts out every night here in the regular season listed as the top high school prospect in America for the upcoming MLB draft, signed to play at Texas, but expected to be a very early pick this summer as Berteris works to Sloan. Gets under it. Looks like it hits off the end of the bat, and it falls in between Jackson Purdue and Andrew Ridgel, and that'll put runners on first and second.
I was wondering about Emerson being able to see that ball because he kind of tailed off at the last moment. I wasn't sure if he thought he could get there or if his teammate Purdue coming in was going to be able to get to it. And it hung up in the air for so long, I thought Purdue would be able to track it down, but it really just died in shallow left field.
So Jake Serval will hit now, the designated hitter, with an opportunity. Runners on first and second, and nobody down here in the bottom of the second inning. Was an interesting play, and also felt like, Purdue immediately had to be charging in. He was coming in for a while. Was playing pretty deep to try to get one of those bloopers, and Emerson then backtrack, and it falls in between the two of them. Now runners first and second.
And those can be tough to read because, as an outfielder, you're trying to use all of the information you have at hand to gauge how far is this ball going. And one of them is the sound and the type of swing. But when it's hit off the end of the bat, it can be really hard to read for the first half second to a second off the bat. And then you realize, oh, this ball isn't traveling as far as I may have thought it would based on the sound even.
Terrace with a check at second. And Savage able to get back in time. And especially for a bigger hitter like Sloan, you're obviously positioned based on what the hitter can do at the plate as well. And, he'll take it. A base knock in the scorebook for him despite not really getting a great hold of it. It falls in front of Purdue and left for the base hit. So 2 balls and a strike with 2 on. And nobody down here in the bottom of the second inning. Yeah, Parkerson playing about even with the bag, and a foul ball. I was thinking perhaps not, maybe now, after the foul ball makes it a 2-strike count, that they would maybe try to set something up to put runners on second and third with a bunt. We saw multiple bunts from the Lions yesterday, including one for a base knock. But maybe not with their designated hitter in Jake Serval. There's a ground ball to Berteris. He flips it onto first, so that'll work out as a sacrifice. And runners get to second and third indeed.
I was just going to say, I mean, situational hitting can work out
To
a
the
lot
plate, the left fielder,
like
Hudson
sacrifice
Smith.
hitting. Sure, I mean, you got first and second, nobody out. That's a very opportune time, perhaps, to lay down a bunt. Once they got to 2 strikes, it seemed pretty sure, no, they're not going to. But put the ball in play and works out basically the same.
So Hudson Smith will hit with runners on second and third, as the Lions are threatening here on their home field. The first 2 reach in the inning, and they advance both into scoring position with the ground ball back to Brateris.
First thing, you just got to make contact. And it was a hittable, buntable pitch. Started fair, but good decision by Ridgel and Brateris to let it go foul, because that was an easy run scored had they touched it before or had it stayed fair.
So now a ball and 2 strikes here with 1 out. 3 hits so far for Grapevine Faith. Swing and a miss. Kale Brateris with some nasty stuff to get Smith chasing.
Now hitting the center fielder, Jace Walker.
And a lot of times when a nasty pitch or a really good pitch is thrown, yes, you can judge it off the pitch, but I think the swing can tell you everything you need to know too. And I think that was the case with Smith, chasing on an outside pitch with 2 strikes, just trying to fight something off, and he couldn't get to it.
Right.
Ball lifted towards shallow center. Braylon James is there, and it's the Lions who strand 2 in scoring position. No score as we go to the 3rd inning. Seven, 8, and 9, 2 up for the Cardinals in the order. A swing and a miss by Purdue, because Cody Bowman has gone 6 up and 6 down to begin his outing, and gets a swing and a miss to begin this top of the 3rd.
He's really been on a tear. If I remember correctly, both the strikeouts to end last inning were on 3 pitches. And then, like you said, retiring all 6 batters he's faced. Now he's got 2 strikes on the first 2 pitches to the leadoff guy this inning.
And the 0-2. Well, that's 3 pitches as well. So Bowman has struck out 3 in a row, and he's retired 7 straight.
Now, an immaculate inning is 3 strikeouts, each of them on 3 pitches. This is not that, because it's not within 1 inning. But, again, like I said, I think it was 3 pitches in each of the previous ones. So that's 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts.
And that is hard to do. Blaine McDonald now bats. This junior right-hander is dealing tonight, and he fires a strike. McDonald 1 for 3 yesterday. Swing and a miss. So ahead 0-2 in the count. Can he continue that streak? Through 3, the junior's been lights out. Josh Warden, Will Connerly, happy to be with you. You're watching Cardinal Baseball live on Tradio. No score as we go to the bottom of the third inning. It's been a pitcher's duel so far, but Gilbert Terrace, he had to work out of trouble last time out. There's been no trouble for Cody Bowman just yet. 9 up, 9 down. He struck out 5 in a row. And as you noted, coming off an immaculate inning, yes, but he's had now 5 straight batters that he has struck out, and they've all been on just 3 pitches.
Every day you show up to a baseball game and you see something, maybe, I mean not every time, but often, something you've never seen before.
There's a ground ball to Emerson. We've seen this before as he makes the play at short. Nice backhanded throw across the diamond. And he retires Pedro
Now hitting the second
Rivera.
baseman, Cohen Ross.
Good footwork, working around the ball. I mean, that was one of the things I noticed of Bobby Witt when he was, coming up through the ranks, was just the footwork to get set and to be transferring and throwing almost as the ball's getting to you. It's like it's already coming out of your hand before it's even to you. And it's easier said than done. And that sort of, chopping your feet, turning your hips as you're receiving, just one of the many things that makes Grady Emerson just so good.
And certainly gets those comps to Bobby Witt, who's now one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball with the Royals, but he played with head coach Rusty Greer's son at Colleyville, Mason Greer, and now Rusty working with this great shortstop in Grady, and the two also had similar comps, as Grady was the first high school baseball player here this season since Bobby Witt to be named to the mid-season watch list for the Golden Spikes Award. Something I think has only gone to a non-Division I player a couple times, and there were 50 people on the list, 49 Division I players to make Grady Emerson. The last time a 91 guy was Bryce Harper, I think, got a JUCO, but he made that top 50, which was just impressive to do.
I remember learning that a couple of years ago. I was just classified, Golden Spike's the best college player. And it's not that. It basically always is. But you're exactly right. And those comps, I mean, Bobby Witt has been brought up for multiple reasons, the coaching connection with Rusty Greer and all that. I saw Bobby earlier this year. I was calling some games in Surprise, Arizona, where the Royals have their spring training complex, and the college players were warming up, and I was standing next to one of the college guys, and he looked over and he saw Bobby warming up on one of the backfields in Arizona, and he kind of stopped as they were taking BP, and he kind of stopped. He said, "Oh, is that Bobby Witt over there?" And it just stood out to me, baseball. There's so many good baseball players at every level, and yet there are still some guys that command a sort of, you could call it fanboying. You know what I mean? Oh, there's that guy. And so Bobby is one of those for sure. Hard hit foul ball, and to have him part of the conversation, to see, Grady earning some of those comps, it's a big deal. I don't need to say, you understand it's a big deal, but just to kind of put it in context, it's fascinating to see, just the correlation and some of the similar, even just the footwork on that ground ball, for example. It did remind me of it.
It is up and out here to Jesus Leon, and the interesting part of that is, Bobby, I think he's been known for everybody for multiple years, especially those that follow Major League Baseball, and especially people in this area, right?
Yeah.
2 DFW superstars. But when you compare him to Grady Emerson, as it's skied out to Jackson Castleberry, he'll make the grab for the second out. But I think for Bobby, too, that national attention certainly expanded to an even greater level, if that was possible, just a month or two ago when he was making plays for Team USA at the World Baseball Classic and representing our country. But there's so many things. When you're a league leader in batting average in Major League Baseball, like Bobby Witt was toward the top of the charts a couple of years ago and been consistent all throughout his career. It's a great honor, but it probably puts a lot of pressure,
Sure.
you know, to be compared to somebody like that. But that is certainly the billing, and that was the headlines that were created when the news came that Grady would play his final season here. And I think he's lived up to the billing with all the numbers and all the accolades and things we've been able to discuss just tonight and throughout the season as well.
Yeah, it's not easy for a guy, you know, going up through high school. You're 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. It's just a lot of pressure. But the good thing is they're
expected to be with how highly rated he is right now.
Right, and I mean, you see him right now, part of that mountain visit, chatting it up with his pitcher, calming him down, keeping it loose. That's the sort of leadership and camaraderie that you want out of a team leader like him. But I think you mentioned he's used to it, and I think that's true. Like, you can be that old, not very old, and yet feel like you've been around the block for a while. I mean, I think 10 years from now, if you show him some photos of his high school baseball team, he'll probably say something like, man, I was so young back then. I can't believe how much, you know, I'm like, at some point he'll look back in this moment and say that. But right now, it can feel like you're a veteran. And I mean that in a good way. I mean like, you know, he's still played so many games and had so many coaches and so many showcases and all that you can be prepared for the moment that you're in, and nobody more than him.
So Colton Savage comes up to the plate after another walk in this inning issued by Cale Berteras. Pitching coach John Hampton came out to make a visit as well. And Savage watches down as Berteras tries to find the zone. And those comparisons, just to continue to expand on this great topic, don't just stop there in terms of Team USA. I mean, Grady's won 4 gold medals as well. And on those runs, and he really has broken out with Team USA, he's played multiple different positions every time, showcasing his bases this year.
And that's, if you look at, you know, like the MLB pipeline scouting report on Grady Emerson, where they've got a slotted number 2 of the draft prospects and number 1 of high school players. One of the things they specify is that based on his defensive prowess, his size, his range, his acceleration, that he's basically a lock to stay at shortstop, which is a really impressive thing to specify, because for most high school baseball teams, their best player is the shortstop.
Right.
But if they go on to play college ball, almost every college team, like of the 9 guys in the lineup, 7 were probably shortstops in high school. And so it's normal to play shortstop in high school and then to just not do it ever again after that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And so for them to specify, no, he's staying there, and we're pretty sure about it, is really impressive. It's still good to have the versatility you mentioned, both for the opportunity to play different spots, or just it's better to, it'll help you be a good shortstop.
That's hit right to the shortstop. Grady Emerson makes the play, and once again the Lions ran 2. But Cody Bowman will try to continue a perfect game that he's got going when we come back. So top of the order up here for the Cardinals is Cody Bowman back out on the bump. 9 up, 9 down for him to start his outing. And he has 5 consecutive punch outs, all of them on 3 pitches. He gets a swing and a miss from Carney right there.
So, I mean, of the last 17 pitches, all for strikes. He's gotten 6 outs, including 5 consecutive strikeouts on 3 pitches each. Just ridiculous.
So the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Now I can say, I do not think I've seen 6 consecutive strikeouts all on 3 pitches. That's what he's trying to do now, as he's got Carney down in the count 0-2. Now he throws the ball.
Yeah, the streak had to end somewhere. I kind of wanted to, I mean, yeah, tip your cap to him. To pound the zone that much, and Fort Worth Christian had helped out a little bit. They were swinging outside the zone here and there, but still.
Check swing. They appeal to first, and Carney did not go around to what? That was 18 consecutive strikes?
Yes, 18 consecutive
followed
strikes.
by 2 balls.
Yep.
I mean, just to throw 18 consecutive strikes without getting strikeouts,
Right.
I mean, it's impressive. This is outside the zone, so 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Cardinals looking for their first base runner of the evening as Bowman faces the top of the order here in the 4th inning, and a full count upcoming. And Carney gets rung up on strikes. He thought he had ball 4, instead caught looking for strike 3.
Well, that does add to the drama, because if you're going to have, you know, the best hitter in high school baseball coming up, what better drama to add to it for him to face a guy who has now struck out 6 in a row, albeit not all on 3 pitches, but still.
So 6 straight punch-outs for Cody Bowman. Now he faces Grady Emerson. And watches the first down and out. He was greeted with some overrated chants from the fans here at Grapevine Faith after he just went 3 for 4 yesterday. He's had a multi-hit game in 12 of his last 13 games. As Emerson, another ground ball to second, handled by Cohen Ross. So a couple ground balls to second for Grady tonight, and Braylon James now comes up to the plate.
And that's the thing with that student section right there. As you ground out, he is running directly to them. He runs through the bag, and he's only, you know, a few yards away from them as they can't call him. And, you know, that's baseball. You're going to have to get used to that over many, many games of that sort of notoriety.
Oh, yes. And when you think of student sections, I mean, you're typically thinking basketball, right? Or
Sure.
football, maybe. But basketball comes to mind first just because you have the indoor venue. Braylon James out to left field, and a diving catch made. Sliding to make the grab is Hudson Smith to maintain Cody Bowman's perfect game, as he has been excellent. Through 4, we go to the bottom. Morteris out for his 4th inning of work. So he's been good, but stealing the headline so far in this one is Cody Bowman, who has 6 strikeouts through perfect frames out on the hill. 4 perfect frames out there.
And 6 strikeouts in a row. And he's been effective the entire game, but he just really got in a groove. I mean, it was like a heat check basketball situation, but for a baseball pitcher, he was just mowing him down. And didn't strike out Grady Emerson, but he has gotten him to roll over a couple times. I don't know if roll over is really the right word. They were both pretty hard hit ground balls, but outs nonetheless. To get him out by any method is impressive.
Yes, and I think he probably jammed him on that second one maybe a little bit, but the first one he definitely ripped it, but it was a good diving play by Cohen Ross over at second. And that's always the interesting thing is, and Grapevine Faith got that. He had 3 hits last night, was intentionally walked 1 time as well, is that the knowing how to pitch to him and give Bowman credit to come inside and challenge him, because you don't see that all that often.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times he can deposit it over the fence, already has 8 home runs. We say already, it is the final game of the regular season. So used to saying that with him, he already has done this.
Yeah.
Jordan Sloan leading things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Another tight ball game, similar to yesterday when it was 2-2 entering the 5th before the Cardinals scored 10 runs in the 5th and 6th combined to win it just after 6 via the 10-run rule mercy. And Rateris misses upstairs. He's had to work around traffic in every inning. Allowed a single in the first, a couple singles in the second, had to work around 2 walks in the 3rd. And now a full count to Sloan to begin the 4th. And a free pass once again for Cale Rateris.
There really has been a lot of traffic, and here's another example of it. Going back to that 2nd inning was really the main one. He did allow 2 walks last inning, but worked through it. But really the 2nd inning was tough because he had 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Next guy advanced the runners, so it's 2nd and 3rd, just 1 out. And then Grapevine Faith tried for the suicide squeeze. And so you figure if a team's going for a suicide squeeze, something's going to happen. You're going to have either an out or a run or something. And it was a rare situation where nothing did. Just a foul ball and then a strikeout and a fly out, and ended somewhat undramatically. And it was impressive for Rateris to get through that without any damage.
Jake Serville up to the plate after the walk, and so to the Lions' credit, they've got some guys aboard, but to Cale's credit, he has worked out of it, and he'll have the same task here as the leadoff runner is aboard on the free pass. And he gets in the zone. You know, one thing about Cale is he at times will fall behind second time through the order, but he still strikes with his off speed, as you see him do it right there. And another strike. One ball, 2 strikes, and foul tip by Serville, who, as you mentioned last time, tapped it back to Rateris, and that advanced runners to 2nd and 3rd, but Cale was able to get a strikeout and fly out to end the threat after they had 2nd and 3rd. And just 1 out. So the designated hitter hits with a 1-2 count. And that's right back to Rateris. He'll go to 2nd, and they'll get the lead runner. Griffin Carney makes the catch. Force out at 2nd, 1 gone.
It's a good play by Brateris. I mean, off the bat, I think he's got time, definitely got time to go to second, but I've lost count of how many times there's a runner on first, less than 2 outs. A pitcher thinks, I'll get the lead runner or maybe even a double play, and he airmails that into center field. I mean, I've seen that 1,000 times. And so just to get the lead out, not a double play, and that's fine, but to throw accurately to second, get the fielder's choice, keep it just a runner at first, it's a good play.
Especially with what you're facing on the other side, because runs feel like they're hard to come by, which is a rarity for the Cardinal offense. I mentioned 5 out of their last 6, 10 or more runs. I mean, the most impressive stat to me for the Cardinals is they're hitting .352 as a team this year. So every batting average, we're like, oh, he's having a great year. He's having a great year. Well, yes, you're hitting .352 as a team, and it'll be the 3rd time, maybe final time. We'll bring up the OPS number. You want the OPS as a team? 1,000.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
That's off the charts for I mean, that's a great season for an individual.
Oh, yes.
Best team's best player might have that.
Extremely good. 700's good, 800's great, 900's absurd. Anything with 4 digits is, I don't know what adjective to use anymore.
For an individual.
Right.
But for a team, I don't even
yeah.
know how to describe that. There's a swing and a miss. Hudson Smith, he struck out swinging his last time up and now hits with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. But that number, I do think, is pretty indicative of how much damage you're doing on offense. Basically, how many bases are you getting every time you're up is slugging, and then you include the on-base swing and a miss. A couple of strikeouts for Cale Brateris of Hudson Smith tonight, and he does it in big spots. That's the 2nd out. And Rusty Greer making his way out to the mound, so Cale Brateris' line is done. Rusty going to the pen. We'll see who it is when we come back on Tradio.
I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you have.
We're back with you on Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. Ben Rodriguez into the bowl game, his team leading 15th appearance. And he fires a strike. He is a strike thrower. The sidewinder getting ahead of the 9th hitter in the order for the Lions, Jace Walker. 0-1 count with 2 outs and 1 on. And a scoreless ball game. That's a ground ball. Griffin Carney. Ben Rodriguez comes in and does a job. Ball game remains 0-0 as we move on. Wines fires and was going for the breaking ball outside, and Andrew Ridgel wisely lays off. But not on that occasion. The 7th strikeout for Bowman, and he's perfect through 5.
Through those first 3 innings, and if you count the 4th inning where Rodriguez came in his stead and stranded a guy that he had inherited, that's 6 base runners left on.
Here's a base runner, Pedro Rivera. He'll have extra bases. A 2-bagger for him. Slides short of the bag, but is able to pop up and step on the pillow at second after he had 2 hits yesterday, rips a double here in the 5th, and so that go-ahead run now in scoring position.
Yeah, he's out ahead of it. Barely kept it fair down the left field line, but that worked out really well for him. A guy doesn't get a lot of doubles. This is 3rd of the year, but he's setting up Grapevine faith in good position for the first run of this ballgame.
So Cohen Ross 0 for 1 tonight, a strikeout and a walk. Fouls the first back. He's also been very, very active at second so far tonight. A couple more plays made in the field. All in all, he's fielded 5 ground balls with success tonight. They're trying to come through with the go-ahead in scoring position now. Ball launched towards center field. Braylon James goes back on it, hits off the wall. That'll wave home the first run of the night. Pedro Rivera as Cohen Ross delivers it to 1-0 Lions lead.
Just absolutely pounded it. I mean, that sort of feeling where the ball just comes off the barrel and you don't even feel it off the hands. I mean, getting all the way to the wall, landing right at the base of the fence, and no doubt that he's going to get an RBI out of it, even just off the bat. Grapevine Faith takes the first lead.
This, we haven't touched on it tonight, but the dimensions of this park are fairly friendly to left-handed hitters, I would say. Only 291 down that right field line. Now you have that bigger fence for sure. It's 354 in that gap in left center, and he's certainly got a great hold of it. It hits off the bigger part of the wall out in right field for Cohen Ross, so back-to-back extra base hits, 2 straight doubles, and just like that, Faith takes the lead over Fort Worth Christian here in this regular season finale. Here is Jesus Leon. First pitch swinging, fouls it away.
I do agree with you that hitter-friendly right field is a shorter fence but taller. And if you had to choose as a hitter between, do you want the fence taller but shorter. Closer in but taller fence, so harder to hit a home run, or further back but a shorter fence to get over.
That's out into center. It drops. 2 hops into the glove of James, who comes up firing to home. They pump the brakes on Ross at third, but it puts runners on the corners. Here still with nobody out. 3 straight hits to begin the inning for the Lions.
Really good play by Braylon James. In the moment, I thought it was a conservative choice to not send Cohen Ross. I thought he was going to score easily, and they held him up there. But then the throw in was a really good one from center field. So in retrospect, especially since there are no outs, so I think that factored in the decision. Had there been 2 outs, I think they would have sent him, but then he may have been pegged out because that was a tremendous throw.
Stone Thompson now bats, runners on the corners. We're glad to have Jesus Leon back in the lineup, producing a couple hits tonight for a .410 hitter on the year, and that's Stone Thompson getting plunked. The bases now loaded here for Colton Savage with nobody out. So Ben Rodriguez, who's only allowed 5 runs all year, now 6. 3 of them came in his most recent appearance. He's really been nails all season, but working in some trouble right now in the 5th inning.
Yeah, got out of trouble last inning when he inherited a runner and got out of it. Maybe he just needs some trouble, and this is what he'll step out of, but it has not been an easy going for him here in the 5th.
And pitching coach John Hampton makes his way out. Ben Rodriguez, 15th appearance for him. 13 2/3 on the year coming in. He's 3-0. And he had only walked 4 batters and hit 1 this whole season through 13 2/3. Hits a batter there, though, to load up the bases. ERA about 2.56, but trouble right now for Ben Rodriguez. Bases loaded, nobody out. Colton Savage coming to the plate, who is 1 for 2 tonight, had a hit to lead off the 2nd inning.
Yeah, I think if you go back to what Cody Bowman did so well of just attacking the zone, getting ahead of hitters, it's easier said than done, but falling behind and then just getting too much of the play, you give up a couple of doubles. The good news is it's still a 1-run game. Now, it's going to be very hard to keep it that way, but you're very much in the thick of things. Still got 2 innings to go no matter what happens within this frame.
So Rusty Greer now making his way out after John Hampton had just went out there. And so that was certainly a tactic to let the reliever get a few more pitches in the bullpen. And we'll see who that reliever is when we come back. It's a 1-0 ball game here in the 5th inning.
To give this life all you have. Yeah, all you
have. Well, there's the numbers for Antonio Andujar, who's entered in out of the bullpen. I mean, where do you start? A 1.58 ERA, 17 2/3 on the year, 23 strikeouts and a 6-2-3 whip here for Antonio Andujar. Comes in a big spot. He has been excellent. It's his 14th appearance this season. One shy of the team lead that is held by Ben Rodriguez right now. Just got exited from his 15th appearance of the season. But 23 strikeouts on the year and just 3 walks for the dominant right-hander out of the bullpen. Andujar misses upstairs to Colton Savage on his first offering.
Well, without a doubt, the most impressive number of those to me is the whip. I mean, to have anything below 1 is really good. 0.6, just that few base runners you're allowing, especially just you don't walk anybody, you're going to help out your numbers a lot.
And the bunt is foul by Colton Savage. So just 3 walks and 17 2/3 this year to 23 strikeouts. That's been impressive. But only 4 earned runs all year. But how about this? He's had 10 straight appearances without allowing a run. Through 1 scoreless inning in the game yesterday, but only threw 11 pitches. So back-to-back days of pitching for Antonio Andujar. But over his last 13 1/3 across his last 10 outings, he has allowed 0 runs and just 3 hits, while striking out 17 and walking just 2. The 1-2 to Savage. That's a ground ball to Emerson. He flips it off to Carney. It's on to first, but the throw pulls Ridgel off the bag. So a run scores. There's 1 out now, but a 2-0 deficit for the Cardinals.
Now hitting the third baseman, Jordan Sloan.
And really could have gotten a double play out of it. It won't count as an error because they still got 1 out of the sequence, but Griffin Carney will off the mark with the throw. The run would have scored either way, but this inning has a much different trajectory. Had it been 2 outs, runner at third, no sacrifice fly opportunity. It's a big difference, whereas now up 2-0 and still a chance to score the sacrifice fly, turn into an even bigger inning. Very different.
So for Andujar, trying to throw on back-to-back days. He's thrown in back-to-back games this year, but he's yet to do it in consecutive days.
And you mentioned the streak. I mean, 10 straight appearances without a run allowed is really impressive. If you're being put in a spot where it's bases loaded, no outs, and your task is not just allowing a run charged to you, but the inherited runners, not that they came in and said, you have to not allow any inherit. I mean, it's just too tall of a task to expect.
Really nasty breaking ball, but the runner was off, and Colton Savage, who reached on that fielder's choice, and he takes second. Huge base taken there because that eliminates the double play ball, and he was off to second before Andujar even delivered the pitch.
Now the infield pulled in, which helps the hitter in terms of getting on base.
Andujar dots one up on the outer half. So Jordan Sloan hits with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Runners on second and third. It was close. Andujar issues the free pass. Just the 4th walk that he has issued this season. And it brings Jake Serval up to the plate. The bases loaded once again. With 1 out. strike into Serval. 1-1 count with one out. Bases loaded. 2-0 score.
It's a big spot to be in for Serval. He came in only 15 at-bats on the year coming into today's ball game.
Ground ball to second. Emerson steps on the bag, throws it to first, and it's in time. Brady turning to himself to get out of the threat, but the first 2 runs of the night put on the board as we get another look.
I thought he was going to underhand a second, but he said, I know I have time. I'm not going to worry about making my second baseman grab, turn, transfer, throw. I'm confident in my own throwing ability. Let me just do this myself.
Kel, can you solve a Rubik's Cube?
I cannot.
All right. What's the best sound in all of baseball?
A crisp glove pop.
All right. What is your favorite midnight snack?
Probably goldfish.
All right. What's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
Orange.
All right. Rank the 4 major sports leagues.
MLB, NFL, NHL, and NBA.
All right. When you're wearing your jersey, do you prefer to have a button all the way up or have the top 2 buttons undone?
Undone.
All right. And then who's the GOAT of baseball in your opinion?
I'd probably say Barry Bonds.
All right. Well, Kel, thanks for your time, man.
Thank you.
Jackson Purdue.
So Jackson Purdue will lead us off here in the 6th inning. Now a 2-0 lead for Grapevine Faith. As we start the 6th inning, Cody Bowman, 5 perfect innings so far. And he fires a strike to Purdue to make it a 1-1 count.
Been efficient. I mean, that was his 57th pitch of the night, attacking the zone regularly.
He faces the bottom of the Cardinals' order, 7, 8, and 9 here in the 6th inning. The 2-1. Down and out. So after that lengthy inning, last half where the Lions score their first runs of the ball game, Bowman now with a 3-ball count. And a foul ball.
He's been in such a good rhythm. Sometimes your own offense can throw you out of it because he hadn't had to spend that much time in the dugout at any point in this game until that inning. And for a good reason, for his team's sake. He'd love to get the 2 runs, even if it means, you know, waiting a while. That's just part of life as a pitcher. You don't know how long you have until your next inning. That's just baseball. But sometimes it still can mess with a pitcher when you do have to wait, especially later in the game.
And the 3-2 is a walk. And so the first base runner of the night, a 3-2 pitch, ruled ball 4, ends the perfect game for Cody Bowman.
And on a slim margin, because it was a borderline pitch and at least enough to get Jesus Leon come up, trying to throw down to first, convincing the home plate umpire with strike 3, and that ends perfection.
So the first base runner of the night comes here in the 6th inning for the Cardinals as Blaine McDonald digs in, and a swing and a miss.
The other thing is Cody Bowman, or a teammate will have to face Grady Emerson one more time. It could be this inning. If another guy gets on this frame. 2-0 ball game, and obviously a lot looming.
McDonald, good piece of it, but foul. So Bowman, he's gone 7 innings once this year, but his second longest outing after that was 5 1/3 against district opponent Midland Christian.
He's a guy who's gotten better as the years have gone along, too. I mean, the rest of his teammates have an ERA higher in district play than, the early kind of non-conference season, about a full point higher. And another strikeout for Bowman.
His 8th of the night.
The catcher,
That's now tied for the second most that he's had in a game this season, just behind his 10 strikeout effort. So yeah, his ERA in district play just above 3.
And that's just a touch lower than it was in non-district games, almost identical. And sometimes, depending on the competition, it could go a number of different ways. But if your teammates all struggle just a little bit more in district play, but you've held steady, that means something.
Austin blooper to short, and it's handled. So after the leadoff walk, back-to-back outs for Bowman. And it's back to the top of the order here in Griffin Kearney. I mean, it's a guy who's, you mentioned strike thrower at the top of the broadcast, and
kept Fort Worth Christian just kind of on their heels all night long.
The 0-2 tapped back to Bowman. Has to get rid of it quickly with the hustling Kearney, and does. 6 no-hit innings for Cody Bowman. It's a 2-0 Grapevine Faith lead.
Jacob, if you could face one batter in the majors, who would you pick and why?
Otani, because he's really good.
All right. Who has the best walk-up song on the team?
Griff.
What is it?
I don't know, but it's good.
All right. Do you prefer calm crowds or rowdy crowds?
Rowdy.
All right. Who's your favorite superhero?
Captain America.
What was your first T-ball team called?
The Red Sox.
All right. Would you rather throw a perfect game or hit a walk-off grand slam in the World Series?
Walk-off grand slam.
All right. Who has the cleanest locker on the team?
Chairs.
And are you team a lot of chains or no chains at all?
Gotta have the chains.
All right. Jacob, thanks for your time, man.
Thank you.
We start the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Antonio Andujar out there for the Cardinals. 2-0 score. Lions looking for some insurance here in their final game of 2026 in a foul ball. Andujar came in, bases loaded, nobody out, 2 were able to come home. Final game for Grapevine Faith here this season. They're playing with energy. They've got the student supporting a lot of these upperclassmen on this team. a team that finished second in the district last year as that ball is pulled foul. They finished second in the district last year, made it to the state finals, and they were a team that only returned 3 starters, but they're a squad that has a lot of upperclassmen, many juniors and seniors all throughout their roster. And so trying to put together a good final performance. Swing and a miss. There from Hudson Smith as he goes down swinging.
Jace Walker.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, for any of the seniors on this team, since there's no postseason play, then, you know, if they're playing their final high school baseball game of their career, and if they're not playing college, it could be their final organized baseball game. And what a way to potentially go out against Grady Emerson, against, you know, potential future major leaguer, and to maybe shut them out. I mean, that's good. That could be a big moment for these guys, and I can tell. I mean, I think they're very much wanting to end it now. Emerson will be leading off the next inning, and so they could use some insurance here.
Absolutely, and for Jace Walker, he's a guy, he was a big part of their team last year as a sophomore, an honorable mention all-district selection. He was on the all-state tournament team as well, 9th hitter in the order, center fielder. And then Bowman, also just a junior, so they definitely have some talent that will make this team a dangerous team come next year, but they'll lose Cohen Ross, who's a senior, Stone Thompson, who's a senior as well, who were starters tonight, but a lot of this lineup are juniors who will come back in the 2027 campaign.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Different story for the Cardinals. Their entire starting lineup all senior.
Games before the end of the regular season or on the final game. It's all impressive to finish in first, but to do it on a win is much better than, oh, we lost the final game, but then we won it because the other team lost, or we lost and then had to share it. That is a difference, at least in a moral victory and in a real seeding sense.
The ball is ripped to left. Pedro Rivera, 4 hits in this series so far, 2 yesterday and 2 in his last 2 at-bats, a double and now single to left field.
The second baseman.
He's barreled a couple balls up. I mean, I think that ball was hit harder than his double. The double he was kind of out in front of and just looped it over the third baseman and found a hole for a 2-bagger. This one was hit on the screws pretty hard. Just a line drive through the 6-hole. He's been seeing the ball well, a guy with good speed, and now they could really use some insurance runs. And still only 1 out in the inning.
So 1 down, runners first and second here for Cohen Ross. Pulled foul, one of those aforementioned seniors who has been aboard twice tonight. A walk and then a double in the 5th. It was back-to-back doubles how the Lions scored their first run of the ball game. In the 5th, and they're now threatening once again here in the 6th with 2 on.
And scored a lot of runs, but have gotten, you know, not very clear, very different ways in which they've done it or almost done it tonight.
So the Cardinals will have 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Grady, Braylon, and Jackson coming up in the 7th. But it's Andujar trying to keep it at just a 2-run deficit here in the 6th right now. And that's a ground ball through the right side. No send. Castleberry's throw in, scoots away from the cut man. Ridgel, Hank Austin has to go cover it up, and the bases are loaded.
Finding a hole again. I mean, Cohen Ross able to turn one around, and he's seen a lot of ground balls hit that direction when he's been the second baseman. Now he hits one in that same spot and turns it into a single. And again, Grapevine Faith kind of playing conservative in terms of sending the runner. They know, hey, there's only 1 out. We've got an opportunity here to turn this into a big inning.
So here is Jesus Leon. 2 hits already tonight. entered the evening with a .410 batting average, leading the team in a lot of offensive categories. And the junior catcher, 2 for 3 so far tonight after not being involved in yesterday's affair. And this is exactly who the Lions want up in this spot if they want insurance.
Yeah, now leads the team with 22 RBIs, or came in leading. He doesn't have one today, but came in leading, and now with a couple hits today. He's on an 8-game hitting streak with 12 hits in those 8 games.
3-1 pitch. That's a ground ball to short. Emerson to Carney to first in time. A big 6-4-3 turn to end the inning. Cardinals with their final opportunity when we come back.
What?
Coleman, 11th grade. This is my first year at Forest Christian. I think that I really like about Forest Christian is just the community aspect of it. Once I got here, I feel like everybody just kind of like brought me in and was super kind. And I've never really been in like an environment to where like everybody's just nice like that. Like it doesn't really feel like school for me. It feels like a community. Like I'm actually going there having fun and learning.
Visit fwc.org to learn more, schedule a personal tour, and experience Fort Worth Christian for yourself.
My name is Brooks Hill, and I've been at Fort Worth Christian for 3 years now. My favorite thing is probably getting the opportunity to represent Christ in everything that we do here, whether that's band or athletics or just in the classroom.
Visit fwc.org to learn more, schedule a personal tour, and experience Fort Worth Christian for yourself.
So for a team averaging over 8 hits per game in the Fort Worth Christian Cardinals, here in the 36th game of the season, they've been held to 0. As we start the top of the 7th inning, Cody Bowman working on a no-hitter, has surrendered just 1 base runner tonight. And he faces Grady Emerson to begin this 7th inning. And Emerson, he's trying to ambush the first one to the opposite field, and it's foul.
Man, I mean, when you're down by 2, you can only do so much. You know you got to get 2 runs this inning to extend the game. But he's swinging like it's a 1-run game, and he can tie it up. I mean, and going opposite field, I mean, to keep his hands in, turn that ball around, nearly kept it fair.
Hits the plate. So 1-1 count. It's pretty remarkable for the Cardinals. 290 hits through 35 games, 8.28 a game. But none so far tonight, trailing 2-0 with 3 outs to work with. And it misses inside to Grady. A 2-ball, 1 strike count as Bowman getting the signs from Leon. He misses outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Emerson 0 for 2 tonight with a couple ground balls to second base. And now 3 balls and a strike. Emerson smokes this to center field, and good play made by Chase Walker.
That was a tremendous play because that was not an easy ball to track. It started to tail towards the gap, and it was so hard hit. I thought it might get over his head as he was starting to kind of run over, and I thought he might have misjudged it, but he had just enough length, reach out, pull it in.
And if he doesn't get there, that's easy 3 bags.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's tough because the fielders know what's at stake as well. 2 outs away from authoring an unbelievable feat against the top team in the district from his perspective. And Emerson got all of it on a 3-ball count.
Finishes season, final game of their year. What a moment.
He'll face Jackson Castleberry, representing the final opportunity here for the Cardinals tonight. And to throw potentially a no-no is one thing, but to do it against a team that scored a dozen runs on you yesterday and has won 11 consecutive games sitting atop the district is another.
Yeah.
But Castleberry at the dish. Bowman, the 1-0. And it's a strike. So he's fallen behind each of the first 3 hitters he's faced. Darno Grady had the foul ball, but then he fell behind a 3-ball count, and then fell behind Braylon James before he grounded out. And now a 1-1 count. It's 2 balls and a strike.
And even the one walk he gave up, it was a 3-2 pitch, kind of borderline. But, I mean, no hits, which has been crazy.
It was to Jackson Purdue to lead off the 6th inning on a very close pitch, as you mentioned, the 2-1. Swing and a miss. So Grapevine Faith a strike away from snapping the Cardinals' 11-game win streak. And for Cody Bowman, looking to finish off a no-hitter, the 2-2. Jackson Castleberry, ground ball to Cohen Ross, and he finishes the no-no. Cody Bowman no-hits the Cardinals. A 2-0 win for the Lions as we close out the regular season, and the celebration is on for Grapevine Faith.
What a moment. I mean, that's just a beautiful thing to see a high school player in the regular season.
Turn it up a notch. We get that dub.